Today, I want us to explore a fundamental idea together: well-being. Normally, we see it as a distant destination, a reward that only comes after achieving certain conditions, a big trip, a dream promotion, or that financial goal we long for. But what if I told you we're mistaken? True well-being isn't spectacular, it's not an event that appears with fireworks. It's not something pursued outside of ourselves. It is, in essence, a choice. A choice we make every day, in the most unexpected and the most mundane moments. Think about this: how many times a day do you find yourself reacting automatically? Traffic, a news alert on your phone, a comment from someone. The world rushes and pushes, and it's easy to get swept away by that current. But well-being is built in the small pauses. I remember once, I was in a tense meeting. The pressure was palpable. My first impulse was to respond with the same energy. But just before speaking, I took a deep breath, a simple sigh. That 2-second pause allowed me to choose my words, instead of them choosing me. The result was a constructive conversation, not a conflict. That's a small procedure: stop and breathe before reacting. It's a micro pause that changes the course of your day. Another example: accepting what you cannot change. I know someone who, after years of battling a chronic illness, decided to change their approach. Instead of lamenting and worrying about their physical state, they started to focus on what they could still do, however small. They learned to knit, to paint, to enjoy a book with a cup of tea. It wasn't that their illness disappeared, but their relationship with it certainly changed. The key is to release control over the uncontrollable. Ask yourself, is this up to me? If not, can I accept it and redirect my energy? And let's talk about the body. It's not about obsessing over strict diets or grueling routines. It's about taking care of it without obsession. A simple procedure: ask yourself every day, what does my body need today? Maybe it's a glass of water, a short walk, or simply stretching. It's not a marathon, it's a mindful stroll. Last week, after an exhausting day, instead of forcing myself to go to the gym, I decided to take a 20-minute walk in the park. It wasn't a big workout, but it was what my body and mind needed at that moment. It's crucial to understand that deep well-being doesn't ignore pain or difficulties. On the contrary, it includes them. We learn to coexist with them without succumbing to their weight. It's not about being happy all the time. That's an unrealistic and exhausting expectation. Think about the difficult moments we all face: grief, job loss, disappointment. A person with well-being doesn't flee from those emotions. They allow themselves to feel them. I know someone who, when facing a painful breakup, gave themselves permission to feel the sadness, to cry, to be silent. They didn't try to get over it immediately with distractions. After a while, they could look back and see how that process, though painful, had strengthened them. The practice here is emotional validation, allowing yourself to feel what you feel without judgment, acknowledging it, and then deciding how to process it. You're not weak for feeling, you're sensitive. Well-being is an art of balance, not evasion. It's like a ship sailing in sometimes turbulent waters. You don't avoid the storm, you learn to navigate through it. People with well-being don't have perfect lives. What they do have are clear priorities. They decide which thoughts to nourish, which habits to sustain, which spaces to protect. This is fundamental. A personal anecdote: I used to let my mind wander uncontrollably, feeding worries that weren't even real. One day, I decided to apply a simple but powerful procedure. When a recurring negative thought appeared, I asked myself, is this thought helping me or limiting me? If it was the latter, I consciously redirected it to something else or focused on a concrete action I could control. It's like a garden: if you don't choose what to plant, weeds will grow. The practice is the conscious curation of your thoughts. And most importantly, they relate to themselves with respect, without the demand to be invulnerable. This is vital. We tend to be our harshest critics. How many times have you demanded perfection from yourself, not making mistakes, always being strong? Well-being invites us to self-compassion. If your friend made a mistake, would you speak to them with the same harshness you speak to yourself? Probably not. The procedure here is simple: treat yourself like you would treat a good friend. Well-being is subtle. It isn't showcased. You don't post it on social media for everyone to see. It's felt. It's in the quality of your silences, in the serenity with which you face uncertainty, in the gratitude you're able to practice even in the simple things. Think about those moments when you feel an inner peace for no apparent reason. Maybe it's the morning silence with your coffee, the sun on your face, or the simple pleasure of a deep conversation. These are micro moments of well-being. An exercise: at the end of each day, take a minute to identify 3 things, however small, for which you feel gratitude. They don't have to be grand. It could be the taste of your food, a song that cheered you up, or an unexpected call. This simple practice trains your mind to seek the positive. Choosing well-being doesn't require grand transformations. You don't need to sell everything and go to a mountain. It requires consistency. It requires understanding that life is not made up of epic moments, but of constant repetitions. And it is in those repetitions that balance, emotional health, and clarity are forged. Well-being isn't a goal you reach. It's the way you choose to walk. It is the path itself. It is the sum of those small daily choices, of those conscious pauses, of those respectful relationships with yourself and the world. It's recognizing that every step, every breath, every thought is an opportunity to build the life you truly want to live internally. So, I invite you to, today and every day, choose to walk with well-being. Visit us at raudaldevida.blogspot.com for more soul-nourishing reflections. Copyright 2025 Raudaldevida, Isaac J.B. All rights reserved.